here we go after first intending considerably earlier already to go for this, but then succeeded at resting, which of course usually for a day off would be considered quite allowable, even acceptable activity. So we start now, and as indicated, again continuing the World of Warcraft, and let's see how far we get this time, considering the amount of content in the game by now, from history of what, almost 20 years. One might think that there is considerable amount of content left over, as tends to be that the older areas tend to be quite silent player wise very often, especially as they nowadays provide the level boost to skip all the early content, which this one considers kind of uninteresting, as much of the appeal of the game, at least for this one, has been more of like seeing the older content and the amount of things that have actually been accumulated into it a long time. So in that respect also kind of think that it's missing the point, like directly to end game content or the newest expansion kind of misses the point of the whole thing, but it is what it is, especially probably quite a few players, and this time have also installed UI mods thanks to struggle for recommendations, which at least looked alright immediately. Haven't yet done any specific configuration for those, but it looked like that they might very well turn out to be useful. So also in that respect, very much thank you for the advice, and let's gradually then move towards the game, having started out. So of course, first of all, good wave, and then we change view over to the game and see. Alright, this one has actually said that there should be no ADs, so uncertain why. At least this far haven't ever run any, so that doesn't sound right, as especially have set it to not run any ADs. So actually apologies for that, because this one is not supposed to run ADs. So let's actually check quickly from the dashboard thing also at this point. Of course, cat and new style flip phone sounds kind of like contextually valid, but indeed not intended. So we'll actually quickly check that before continuing, as there should be none, and if they have changed the settings without this one's knowledge, of course not totally pleased, as have not intended to have any ADs. But of course, greetings to you, and thank you for noting about that. So we'll also check quickly, and of course welcome every to the stream once again. So we will be starting in a moment with the game proper, and of course we can also, during when we'll quickly check settings so that haven't been made to run ADs without this one's knowledge. Let's switch over to the ever pleasant looking Worgen with the nice mallet, or whatever it is called properly. Using one of these with one hand, one would imagine that the required amount of strength would be quite immense. So also in that respect. Alright, let's check quickly also in that respect, like not totally pleased at like there shouldn't be any ADs and have always set it. Even at one point like ran a survey at this one, like are you running, would you like to run ADs, and answered like no. There was survey like why did you disable all the ADs. So yes, the ADs are disabled. So there should be no ADs. At least as far as I understand the settings, which are kind of confusing, like you have several settings purely for that even. At least as far as I understand, there should be none. But yes, having looked at that, let's move to the game proper. So apologies for the short break with the settings, but let's get around to the game. Alright, we first of all apparently received some item. Let's open that. Unsure for what we got the wandering ancient mount, do think, which is kind of looks a bit awkward for a mount, like kind of big, so most probably not using that. Not that we yet have the skill to use the mount either, but oh, hello there, Briareus. Noticed that you had also joined, so thank you once again for coming along. And still kind of wondering about the AD settings, as there are only two settings, like for the pre-roll ADs, like either disable them when also running other ADs or keep them. So kind of unsure if you can actually disable them altogether anymore, which would be an interesting change. Alright, so actually it's so that you can either, if you run AD breaks, then it disables them, so it's actually like subscribers only get totally AD free viewing apparently, so have misunderstood the settings slightly, no wonder. So actually you either run the pre-roll ADs or you run the AD breaks practically, so it's either or both, but not neither, so kind of like having read the manual again. That's why you sometimes get the pre-roll ADs, because you either run AD breaks or you have pre-roll ADs sometimes, and you get totally AD free if you're a subscriber for the channel apparently, so there's actually a limitation in that respect. And that's apparently Twitch for you, so you can't disable ADs altogether unless you subscribe. Alright, so they can cook, and we need to obtain stack meat very well. And of course then. Alright, then we shall free villagers from mine. Mines are always nice, especially for getting lost. And then what else? Alright, get rid of this unsurprisingly abomination. Alright, so that's the reason, and as it can be seen, like now we have like some mods to the UI, so it now shows like that this would be an upgrade, so it's more clear. Like of course you have the statistics changes also shown, but it more clearly now shows that this would be an upgrade, so it makes easier to choose. And then we have the kind of bar up here that shows various statistics and information about like repairs, equipment, gold, and whatever. So it shows kind of like statistics that how long you are going to take for certain things to happen. This is quite useful. Struggle success did these, so installed them, and at least it seems that they do increase quality of life meaningfully. Alright, do you think these were... Did we have anything that we wanted to sell? Not necessarily currently. I'm sure if we ever get to craft with these, and we do have the fishing pole. Haven't done too much fishing yet, but these are apparently like most probably not going to be used. And also the new UI like add-on shows all the bags as a single inventory, which of course is quite practical, as the overall scheme with several bags is mostly not very meaningful unless you have bags that are of differing use, like if you have quest pack or mining pack or whatever, which reduces or limits the types of items you can store in them. Ah, hello there, Ticatron. Great to have you here. So let's see then about doing the current quests, having understood the enigma of the modern flip phone ADs. So it's not quite as simple as one might expect, and that also explains why this one had been wondering why had been getting like a bit of revenue from ADs, while thought that wouldn't be running any. So that also explains why. Alright, let's first, because they are in a different direction altogether, the availability of stags, so let's do that first separately, because in this case it's not like easily separate. So let's see if the stag contains like some stag meat. Yes, and then we need only 10 glue material. It's not a crafting region. You could make like glue, alright. Not a crafting region, which would be interesting, like what would you be able to glue, like with the bone-based glue components, maybe glue some pictures into your album or something like that. Alright, this one contained 2, so that actually helped a bit, that you like get a bit more at once, and not like having to walk around for 10 stacks necessarily. Alright, and there's another one. Like you hit them with the wooden mallet, but that seems to be effective enough. Tree. This was especially well endowed exemplar. Alright, and that also, like sometimes you apparently get 3 at once, which of course is better PRNG result in this sense. And then let's return to like can cook type for some provision of ingredients. Right, time to level 2.9 hours, of course, if you only like fight the non-aggro critters. Alright, and ingredients provided. That didn't lead to any other quests apparently yet, so time to next proceed to the mine. And time to level did lower quite a bit, as we actually gained experience from the quest, so it seems that that is somewhat realistic calculation of the experience gain rate, so that's actually quite nice. The top bar actually works pretty well. So let's then move to the mine. So let's check. Alright, it's a bit further off, and we walk, as we do not yet have the riding skill, and actually running wild nowadays also requires basic riding skill, which is kind of weird, because the original idea with it altogether was that it replaces and or augments riding as a racial specialty, but very clearly that was not considered at some point viable, fair, and or whatever, to leave that out. Right, even the tigers are nice. Good mining, and everything. Right, looks like we need to go a different way, but we can actually try for some fishing here, as we have the fishing rod, but do we have the necessary skill actually yet at all? That's a good question. Whichever window, alright. General. Alright, we can now learn apprentice riding once we find a trainer. Apparently we do not yet have even the fishing skill, so kind of not totally useful then. Let's actually, we can't even equip the fishing pole. You do not have the required proficiency, so unfortunately, most importantly no fishing for us yet. This is the original one. I have not really ever gotten to the classic. Have been playing the original for streams also. Now do think this is the third time. Started the game from all over beginning, and so this is the original one rather than the classic. And as usual, the weather produces a really dark image, like at least could be a little bit fairer weather. Alright, and here we have the mine entrance, so can we liberate our good villager from here? Yes, we can operate apparently. Do we require, item is locked? Do we have to get rid of someone to acquire a key? Most probably. Yeah, requires slaver's key. And some druid also came, who you can of course always trust. We went apparently mining instead in the mine. Not totally surprising, yeah, that would be interesting, lack of fishing skill requires first aid. In some other games can imagine that would be the case. Alright, here we have a slave driver, so let's get rid of them and see if they provide a key to progress with the other quest. Yes, and they apparently also provided minerals. Good, now we can release the closest villager. There we go. Apparently they fortunately used only one type of a key and not different key for every villager. Right, and we have more mining also available here. Let's go mining in the mine. Not totally, surprisingly. go for another villager. And fight again another. Alright, stunned. Fortunately, not for very long. There we go. Really worth even tracking up for sale. And then release a villager. Alright, and also again gain malachite and mine ourselves. Alright. Still one villager to release. And then we of course need to also find the leader guy we were supposed to dispatch of in the other quest. Alright, there he is. He's pretty easy to see, being quite sizable. Alright, and then let's get to them at least apparently. Alright, always nice. Then you also aggro the other one, so let's see how well this goes. Alright, and then we have the problem that we would need to also beat them. Doesn't look too bad yet, so alright, and they also provided a slaver's key. Oh, that may have been from the area of effect. Alright, and release the last villager. Then we also need to find our way out, which of course is not quite as simple, and also fight some along the way, it seems. Usually tend to get lost inside these things, fursuit or without, as it's not very clear on the map what is the height axis you're supposed to move at to reach a certain position, and then to get lost, like how to get outside. So let's see once again like how well that goes. Alright, we should also consume some food after this fight. Like, let's eat some Eat some bread. There we go, and then we have to fight even more, like apparently many of them respawned after the druid who had been here while we were inside, so that kind of makes things a bit more difficult. Alright, and two almost at once. Fortunately the other one will go there, and then clearly this got a bit harder with the amount of slave drivers coming up on the way out. At least they do drop like some cash, if nothing else. I think this would be the way out, if remember correctly. Yes. And then we get even more of them. At least would say that have had sufficient amount of experience with these. And next one, please. Unfortunately they drop no more keys, so you can't release more villagers just for style, as of course it would be stylish like release even more of the villagers, but unfortunately they drop no more slavers keys, so it's kind of can't do much. Nice railroad and or probably like related to the mining, very nice. So let's then keep moving. Alright. The freed villagers are eager to help us. Alright. Wouldn't be totally surprising. Alright, and this is clearly an upgrade, yes, as we noted. Alright. Rare upgrade. It even shows them like that you should use this. Which is of course quite useful. It clarifies in that respect the progression with the items. Alright, Emberstone village we should then fight there. Was there also like, was that the stable master or even riding trainer here? Right, stable master, so you can only get like pet leashes from them, but they provide no training in riding skills, so it's kind of totally useful in that respect. We can't still use running wild, so then there's like Slave for Forsaken Infantry, Executor Cornell, and One of the Mad. That's a good epithet in Emberstone Village. Alright. And apparently no other quests here. Then we can again sell like items to the general goods vendor. These are shown as like upgrade item level wise, but kind of, if remember correctly, they were not actually better. Ah yes, because we had like the really basic one, and this would be 1.9 DPS. Yeah, actually they were upgrades, though Granny's mallet was quite stylish. So do you think we now have a different weapon? Yes, it's like, looks more like a sledgehammer or something. Looks like. So actually those were upgrades. The UI is correct in that respect. That hadn't simply remembered to use them. So also let's sell those two, as they aren't very useful anymore. Tough hunk of bread. Let's buy a bit more bread. For health recovery purposes also, and then we apparently move towards the Emberstone Village. So let's track that quest and go to fight then. So we have 3 targets altogether, 4 of which are the Forsaken Infantry, and then the 2 named things. Right, and here we do have at least plenty of opponents to go, so let's see how difficult this is. Like, let's not try to aggro at least the whole village at once. It can be hard to kill 4 of them with this level of density. Right, Fisherman Knife, 0.8 damage per second, but the style is like for fishing, and we of course like fishing, so of course we get one of those. Right, and here we have more infantry immediately coming for us. We still apparently regain health slowly enough that we should most probably stop to eat bread next. So let's try and jump over the wall and see if we can. Apparently that didn't really work. Was good idea, like let's jump over the wall. Alright, get rid of them, so let's walk back a bit and eat some. Right, that's even better, like wild hog shank clearly is a good dish in this respect. Yeah, middle manager or overseer is called the Mad. You are quite right that is somewhat questionable practice, like elect people with epithet the Mad as leadership. Here's the executor, so let's see if we stand any chance against the executor. At least looks like he's quite tough. But not excessively so. Ironically, we used the execute ability against the executor. Alright, and more infantry apparently from every side. Might need to have a break with the wild hog shank soon again, as we do not yet regain health at such a prodigious rate that it would allow, altogether ignoring right. Let's then quickly eat some food. At least a bit of it apparently. And try again to not get distracted while eating, and then at full health there should be in front of us our good Mr. the Mad, so let's pay them a visit. Alright, and here he is. And several infantry. This will be interesting if we could first get rid of Mr. Mad. And then possibly like just run, and we should have a health potion. There we go, maybe that's of some use, not much, but we got rid of Mr. Mad, so let's jump into the lake. That was unlucky, but it doesn't matter as we actually finished the quest, so let's just... Fortunately the graveyard is closed, so we can actually probably respawn through the water, and it's of course quite useful that we can walk on water. There we go, resurrected into the water. That's a solution. Oh, hello there, Struggle. And indeed, as noted earlier, thank you for the hints with the UI mods. Installed them recently, and have found them useful this far. So thank you for the tips with the UI mods, and welcome to the stream. Always good to see you. So we resurrected into the water very sneakily, and then we should try and reach maybe slightly different positions so that we don't have to fight too many Forsaken infantry just for its own sake. Let's see. Alright, we can also get up from the water here. Let's see how far. We are outside the Emberstone village, so should be alright that we do not have to fight all the Forsaken infantry again, so should be good enough. Alright, and then we can turn in the quest to get rid of the targets in the Emberstone village. Alright, and then we fight for Gilneas city proper. Right, achieve victory in the battle for Gilnea's city. That's quite a generic objective. Right, talent points. Let's see what talent to choose. Auto attacks generate 10% more rage. Your attacks have a chance to make your next execute cost no rage be usable on any target regardless of their health and deal damage as if you spent 40 rage. That's actually quite nice. Bash an enemy skull dealing 90 physical damage. Let's for now choose like passive ability so we can get execute with luck more often, which is quite nice as it does a lot of damage. So it in that sense would be useful. Ah yeah, that's true, as you can customize the UI further, as have noticed that like the bartender especially has a lot of options. Haven't yet done much with it because it's of course as usual then you have a lot of effort customizing the UI and making kind of like presets and such that you find useful. So that's one dimension certainly to the game in that case. So that's very true. Alright, and then we would need to inspire the battle for Gilnea's city, which is now kind of like there should be something at the gate in that respect, as otherwise it would be quite difficult, like just walk all the way there. Alright, we get even Gilnean militia as guardians, and then we most probably need to move for the quarter where we can get rid of our then we should kind of passive there, just fighting here, so we should probably get to the indicated position. Apparently there's a specific position needed to actually use the sword. Alright, there was also normal 4-second apparently. Alright, and then apparently somewhere close we should have the actual target. At least not on this side of the structure, but can we get around the other side? At least not into it, so let's try again from the other side then. target too close, alright. Fortunately, apparently the Gilnean militia is also quite good at defending this one, which is better situation than in some of these, like get into the city and die type missions. Alright, this would look more like the desired position with the big thing. Probably here we can use like some kind of special ability. Would imagine. Do we actually need to like wield this thing? No, we actually use it that way, alright. Apparently fighting this directly is kind of hard. Then we just apparently push at the position, so this is actually going to take a while, as even execute does like only a bit that thing. Of course it's quite big, so that's really seems logical. And then we have to wait for the 30-second cooldown always to push this, which apparently helps somehow with the competence or something useful, one would hope. Alright, and then we can again do that, which apparently must be somehow useful. Fortunately we have gradually gotten it at least down to about 1/4, so this won't take forever. And we even got assassinate, so that even does like a little bit of something. The random assassinate ability, at least in this kind of fight, has proven somewhat useful. And then we again can push the Patriot short. Alright, and there we go. Even got to have the thing fall on us and then disappear. Right. Then we apparently need to, alright, we need to go to again a different district. First we need to get out of the courtyard here, there we go, and then walk this way, do you think? No, this way. First. Alright, then do we turn this way? Yes. then from here. Alright, and we just walk to the square. Alright, and here we have Sylvana herself, who apparently is kind of unbeatable. Everyone just misses a lot, so apparently this is more of pseudo cutscene. Can we like encourage the people against Sylvanas? How is one actually supposed to make this progress? As clearly Sylvanas is not going to lose. Actually, now she's taking damage, so maybe we can. Alright, and it continues. Alright, and now Lime Greymane fights Sylvanas, and we can again help. Let's execute her just for style. Actually, she's out of HP, so, and so are we. So let's eat some meat while. Alright, situation resolved. Alright, and we can turn this in here with Lorna Crowley. Ah, yeah. Yeah, I do remember the charge ability faintly. Have not indeed yet. Now that you mention used it. Right, and then we have like, right, it even shows like percentage how much it would be like upgrade. That's two-handed weapon, so kind of like, do we want to, of course that then do not have the shield patch, and that's kind of giving +6 intellect is not very meaningful currently, so let's take the short. This was the confusing one where this one always lost Tobias. Now do remember this. Yeah, I should probably put the charge ability into the action bar, as there doesn't currently appear to be there. Let's see how well we again lose Tobias. Alright, there he is. Maybe we this time do not lose the track of him. Yeah, because this was now, remember, the quest where succeeded losing track of Tobias every time, and then alright, he's much better jumper. He has clearly been practicing and having his porridge in the morning. Alright, at least hide into the water. I'm sorry if he's undrownable. We are not, so. Alright, and then we hear the discussion. Alright, and of course explicitly forbidden. Somehow surprisingly fast you say exactly what you weren't supposed to say, as one is only like just leaving and somehow not totally surprised that Sylvanas never follows instructions. Alright, and then let's see what the quest log says next. Alright, return to Lorna Crowley at the Greymane Square. So we shall soon pad back. Leg days are clearly important. Fable the Lost Chapters, is that some kind of like Is that like part of the Fable series of games, some kind of DLC or what? Have not actually, do not think I'm even aware of that, so this one of course be curious what would be Fable, the Lost Chapters, like is it some kind of add-on to the original Fable, or kind of curious Decathlon what that would be, so actually feel free to tell more. Alright, let's then move back, and let's also check like abilities would actually like the charge. There's like it's actually in the action bar also. Would like to switch these two around. So charge is in one, and then we have the slam, shield slam, and so on. So we know to use the charge first, and then remember when it's in one. So let's do it that way and try to get out of the water. Alright, and then we need to return to the square. So feel free to tell more Decathlon if you wish, like what kind of, is that part of the Fable franchise, or is it a different game, and what does Lost Chapters like exactly do? Is it like a DLC for the original Fable, or? Right, let's see the map, how we make it easiest to the square. Right. Let's go over the channel routing, or at least try to. Alright, there actually is a bridge, so that's of course easier. Alright, and then we again speak with King Greymane, who's apparently outdoors, or so it seems. Alright, someone also has a nice bat. Right, he's indoors but in a different building. So let's Alright, gives over too cold even. Bombing bat, yeah. There's the bat already outside, so it's easy to see. Alright, so destroy 6 Forsaken catapults and 40 invading Forsaken, so it's again like one of those where you click the area of effect and then get a lot of kills. At least it includes the stylish bat, so that's of course very nice. Right, so we go with the bat. let's jump on the bat, which of course instances a copy of the bat, and then we have 2 abilities, fly back and the iron bomb. So let's get ready to throw some bombs, like wherever there's need for them. Right, there are some catapults, so bombs away. And we should of course also track the quest, so we see how many we have destroyed. Somehow confused that our good general had not seen all the plague thingies next to the catapults, like really. Alright, then we need to get rid of more of invading Forsaken. That should be a good spot. There we go. Let's see if it flies back automatically, would think. Or not, so let's tell them to fly back. Yeah, I didn't at first recognize the charge ability, as it actually had a different icon do think, at least what remember last. So in that sense a good observation that wasn't using it because didn't recognize it from the icon either. So let's then again turn in the quest to our good monarch and hope like that the almost everybody managed to make it through, and then we apparently again evacuate. Yeah, it's time to pack it in. Most of our people have made it through. Alright, take this torch, you're going to need it. The tunnel is full of nasty, knee-biting critters. Yes, of course, it's not like a nice, peaceful, awesome tunnel of awesomeness, what one would expect. So, use half-bent torch. Yeah, we are getting excellent equipment, like not a very well long-lasting torch. Alright, so let's track that, and we have the half-bent torch available. Alright, then we also have less illumination available. Let's fix that in short order. Yeah, and the icon was different actually than what remembered. Let's fix illumination first of all. There we go, so that should be pretty quick. and let's try again. And at least we appear to be somewhat illuminated. Moment again should invest also in improved illumination one of these days, which of course would be nice. Alright, and then we should most probably even resolve the issue for now. Let's see. All right, there we go. Apologies for the short break, and all right, and now we look nice and illuminated again, so we are good to continue. And let's then move back to the game, and of course let's also, now that we again look nice and illuminated, give a wave, as it seems we have had some more viewers join. So welcome to the stream and thank you for joining us, and let's continue with the game. There we go, and we have been playing for, let's aim at like a couple of hours, so still a bit over half an hour to go. 40 minutes should be good length for tonight. A couple of hours would say, so still 40 minutes or so to go, should be some good. So now we would need to go to the tunnel, which they never bothered to tell where the tunnel begins, but would imagine. Yes, and here we have like about 10 million rats, so we most probably need to move, and we can somehow probably use the torch. Apparently not this way. Because there's like the icon for the torch, and somehow remember you could use the icon, but let's put the torch into the action bar. So we actually do use the torch and try again. How far is the graveyard? Fortunately not very far. So let's try again, like this time actually able to use the torch maybe helps. Alright, good. So now we keep swinging the half-burnt torch to move the rats, which looks very interesting visually. Alright, a bit less rats on this end. Kind of an issue as we can drive the rats up the stairs. It's kind of not safe to stop here most probably. There we go. Some rats even ran out. Alright. And now we no longer need that on the action bar. Alright, and then we are unsurprisingly stuck again. So let's see about the next quest then. Alright. So we now need to obtain 5 unearthed mementos and faintly remember the spirits were trying very hard to make it difficult. Yes. So let's track the quest and see if we can find any. Alright, easy to find the mementos apparently, as the kind of positions they are at are marked, like the disturbed soil. Nice burning pit for corpses we have here. Alright. Alright, and they left even some copper coins. Seems charge actually does nothing for whatever reason. Must have, yeah, for shield pass we probably must have a shield equipped, unsurprisingly. Right, that was quick as we got the extra executability. And then we have also different, like Restless Ancestor, alright. Fight all kinds of spirits, it appears like. The Restless Ancestor looks much more angry, like some angry housewife left over from Halcyon days. Alright, and then we have more unearthed mementos needed. Not many here in the woods. Yes, we are also outside the memento area, right? And there's another one. And here's another one. So we need one more. Target too close. It has to be quite far away for the charge. Oh well. And even a bit of copper coin from the spirits. Alright, let's see if we can find more mementos here, as it's kind of like area border goes like this. Alright, let's try. Now we got the charge for the first time probably. This whole character, so actually that was useful to try and remember. And we also even leveled up. Nice. Now we can get the last required memento and can proceed to turn the quest in also. There we go. Yeah, bonfire with an extra E. Yeah, like reminds of the bonfire by knife party. Alright, and Hope this works. Alright, take these offerings and place them at Aderic's tomb. Let's hope that that's enough to placate the ghosts. So we placed offerings at Aderic's tomb. So we have to then find our good Aderic, or at least their gravesite. Right, it's not very far away at least. Ah, it's the one with the nice flag and all. Let's first get rid of that. And of course your crow, another one. At least you can attack them like at mostly the same time and even execute, so that went pretty well. This apparently then isn't the special tomb, or alright, let's see, as the circle kind of shows differently. Do we again need to use the item? Yes, alright, and then we get a cutscene.
May the light bless the spirits of our ancestors, for they've chosen to allow my son to rest upon this holy.
Alright, maybe the spirits are now placated, one hopes.
Surrounded by the heroes, patriots of Gilneas, where he belongs.
Unlike any royal I've ever met, will make them kings.
Alright, apparently then, unlike the confused fight, well, just noticed like Liam disappeared, apparently Sylvanas did away with them, so there we go. The cutscene very elegantly showed also immediately the quest marker. Alright, good night, Briareos, and thank you once again for joining us. You of course get a wave, so good night for you. And oh, hello Camus. So we have revolving doors in the stream tonight, so greetings to Camus and good night to Briareos. So that went well. We are still playing for about half an hour, so always good time to join still. Great to have you here. And indeed, let's then take the next quest, and the dead return to their slumber. That would be nice, with no more spirits to fight. Keel Harbor. Meet the rest of the survivors in Keel Harbor. I'm sure there's plenty to do. Yeah, more quests, of course. Speak to Lord Darius Crowley at Keel Harbor. Alright, let's then proceed to Keel Harbor, please. Track, and let's see how it's located in the map. Alright, so we need to get there. Let's see if the road is of use, at least. We can first bounce some in the graveyard for style. There we go. There's also, like, on the other side of the wall, there are two really fancy graves, apparently. Alright, Gilnean survivor is just wandering here with their nice top hat. Alright, we should also repair equipment, as we have durability like 55%. Actually, the quick bar is very nice for that you see the durability overall. And we are apparently walking in the wrong direction. Right, and there's the bonfire. So let's see if we can actually get to the is this road even circular? Apparently, as this is the graveyard we bounced at, so like let's then just walk in the direction of the harbor next, as it seems that this road goes around the mount, so it's not going to get us much further to the harbor. Let's see, like when we are at the point that is closest to the harbor. Yeah, just take off here. Let's see. Alright, now we are going towards the harbor, so we have to take a different point to not get stuck by the cemetery walls. Like there was this MTG card cemetery gates that had the flavor text. Yes, it may keep some out, but it keeps others in. Right, we should be getting to the harbor this way. Yes, good. Quite silent here, unless this is like pre-harbor. Yes, this is not quite yet the main area. Alright, and we arrive. Nice big wolf also. Alright, and night elves also arrived as allies. Very good. Use the night elf and clave thrower to slay. Alright, and we again have one of these, like destroy a lot of stuff quests with the siege machine. So then we cause havoc with the siege machine next. Alright, of course works fair enough. Like some havoc you order, havoc you get. So right, and which place exactly we are intended to be shooting with this thing. Alright, very good. Then moves kind of ponderous, have to say. Right. Now we are more or less like within the operations area. If we could then see something to shoot at. Right, there we go, like got rid of something even. It's also interesting that this thing can shoot almost point blank. Alright, so you drive around and you shoot these saw blades. Fortunately, this thing can shoot almost point blank also, so you are not going to have too much trouble, but only almost. So let's move a bit so we can get a shot at these guys. Alright, and then good amount of targets here. Even better here. Alright, that would be the August war machine, so we shoot stuff at it, and alright, there we go for the first, and then again like a crater point blank. Somehow it proves to be quite difficult to hit like a single orc raider. Right, apparently some input slash some kind of lag. There we go, and then we have gotten rid of enough of orc raiders, but we still need to get rid of more war machines. There we go for one, and there would be another, and we also apparently need to do some close defense. Alright, and we are done. Then we hopefully succeed at getting back. Let's check the map. Yes, a bit of a way. Let's like go a bit faster, like there's the turbo boost button at least, like you can turbo boost your siege machine. And back to the harbor. There we go. And let's park our siege machine here nicely. Zoom in a bit. And we are good to turn in the quest then. Very nice. Then we have a different quest giver. Are we also showing all the quick townsfolk, especially? Yes, so we can see also the trainers, which was what was a bit worried about. Alright, explosives. Alright, destroy the Horde gunship, yes. And here are the hippogriffs, so then we need a signal to actually go hippogriffing. Hello there, you neat hippogriff. Right, and here's Tobias, who was supposed to tell us when to go hippogriffing. Greetings to all the hippogriffs. Of course. Hello there. Alright, we will strike soon. Hello there, you middle hippogriff. Yeah, horse burp, very much. How have you been, Kamu? How was your weekend? Alright, and still we are waiting. Right, there was also apparently a trainer here. Let's use that after the quest. Jack all trades Darrington probably trains at least something. Let's check that actually. Yeah, profession trainer. Alright, actually doesn't train riding, so that's kind of. And I'm still waiting our good Tobias for when we get to go with the nice hippogriffs, also looking restless. Alright, open a hippogriff. Let's take the middle hippogriff, which of course becomes a copy of the hippogriff. And of course it seems to proceed very elegantly and even has full health, which is nice that you have not taken, for example, somewhat worn out hippogriff. Ah, that's quite far away, would even say, the flying gunship, like half the map away. Alright, and here we go. How do we then destroy it? Because the quest very clearly just states gunship destroyed. Alright, at least there's Mr. Gunship Grunt to fight. Right. That doesn't really clarify much. They are just standing there, so let's then. Alright, now we have some discussion, like secure the rafters. That should be doable. Like we also have to fight some here to secure the rafters.
Stay behind and cover the deck. Everyone else, use the ropes to rappel down. Let's give them hell.
Alright, use the ropes. There's a pile of ropes, so we ended up on the deck apparently. So let's then fight on the deck.
Hands up, greenskins! My men will give you what you're bearing. Try anything funny, lead. The rest of you, follow me downstairs.
Downstairs, alright. Apparently more downstairs than here. Here also, as that was like the helm apparently. Yeah, there would be more stairs down. Pretty big ship.
I can smell your fear.
We've got the explosives in the furnace room. Just hold them off now.
Alright. And then we have explosives here, so we need to hold them off. That's one big orc. That's true. Machinists themselves. Which is invalid target. So alright, now it's a valid target, so didn't get to use charge because yeah, one big orc, one might say. We do like about 1 damage. Alright, didn't even have to fight them that long before it exploded. Fortunately we were evacuated like with the bat from the exploding gunship, so that's nice of course to not explode with the thing. Or is this even Wind Rider? But yes, still a nice flying critter, clearly. Yeah, I do think this is actually Wind Rider or some other wyvern even, nice. Then we can turn the quest in as the thing clearly exploded, so that's good. Yeah, cold weather at the countryside, that would be very much true with the recent weather, that very much cold weather at the countryside, one might say. So let's then turn the quest in and see what comes next. Alright, everybody on board the ships now. And then we have a quest for Ruteran village. Are you ready to set sail? Your people have been granted shelter in the lands of the Calderay, so we now end up in so now we move to a different continent. Do think even like at least we get some laden. So a bit bigger change of environ takes place. Alright, and there we go. Portal to Exodar. Right. Alright, the Howling Oak is now your home. So it seems. Alright, and then we have some quests on the island. And we do have known flight paths close to them. Because this appears quite minimal. There's also some kind of trainer. Yay, a fishing trainer! Finally, getting up to actual useful things. We have a fishing trainer, so that's a good start. Alright, and then let's train fishing. And then we have to separately learn about every possible Legion fishing, Trainer fishing, Pandaria fishing, Cataclysm fishing, and Outland fishing. Alright, let's train those so we can fish from different bodies of water. Alright, now we have fishing gills. It's kind of confusing that there are about 10 million different fishing supplies. We already have a fishing pole. Alright, and let's see, then we can actually try for some fishing. Alright, let's see. Now we have the correct means to utilize the fishing pole, and then we would need the fishing ability in some action bar. Wherever the fishing skill is actually displayed. Alright, we have more appearances available. Alright. Then still wondering where to find the kind of ability to move into the action bar. Alright, you can set up the action bars from here, very detailed. That's fair enough, but there used to be the switchable bars there, the second one of which used to typically hold the kind of auxiliary skills, so kind of still trying to find the fishing skill correct place for that. So because it's not the talent or specialization, and it's not in the character character info. Professions, alright, here we go. Finally. Add fishing to the actions. Similarly as we should have the related like mining and blacksmithing, though they require the forge. And then the auxiliary fishing skills. Let's organize these like that. So finally found the correct slot for those. But here we have actually only the kind of like a list currently. But yes, now we get to fish. It's been a while. Weeds. Wow, we are really making it big. So some calm fishing to finish the evening. Then we wait. Alright. Sickly fish. Looks great. Alright, and then another try. Tattered cloth. That's already one silver in value, so we are clearly fishing up really big quality items. Let's try a few more and then finish for tonight, as we are coming up to the 2 hours that considered for because it's Monday morning tomorrow, so going to try to also stream tomorrow and start a bit earlier. So let's try to start a new schedule. Alright, schedule season streaming wise again now after EFS. We'll have a bit more time, so let's try for a bit more consistent schedule. Alright, that red cloth plenty, so clearly 1 silver each, so it's already big money maker or not. Sickly fish. Apparently we do not have enough fishing skill yet for the, as to remember, it's you only fish up trash if you do not have sufficient fishing skill for the body of water, so at least the fishing skill increases each try, but we are clearly fishing up only trash. Weeds, unfortunately, tattered cloth has the best sale price. Driftwood, also not such a big sell price. Tattered cloth, that's already like we are making it big with the tattered cloth business, like fish up pieces of tattered cloth and then we sell them and we get rich. Tangled fishing line is not very impressively priced either. Kind of fishing is a bit easier maybe than in Ultimate Fishing Simulator, but there you at least do not fish up all kinds of trash very often, so that's a consideration also. Alright, and let's fish a bit more before we finish tonight. Tattered cloth, big business. Sickly fish, no, no thank you. Too low a sale price when you think that the sickly fish, like the tattered cloth, sells over 5 times for more than the sickly fish, so the sickly fish is not worth fishing up. Tattered cloth. Alright, let's see how far we have to raise our fishing skill to actually, because this shouldn't be terribly high level of fishing water. So tangled fishing line, like we are now up to 15 with the fishing skill, so I'm sure how much it actually would require to get some good fish instead of trash out of this body of water. It shouldn't be terribly high level fishing water, so let's try and see. Or as also Aavikko has the song called Go and Know, so let's keep trying. Alright, that didn't result in anything. Alright, now we are getting actual fish, raw slitter skin mackerel, so now we are actually catching fish. Let's fish until we have fishing skill up to like 25 and then call it a night. So alright, now we are getting fish, so water too shallow. Apparently the randomizer BR&C decided that we are throwing to the very close water or such. Right, tattered cloths, let's sell them when we finish up to 25 fishing skill and see how much we made with the tattered cloth. Like said, big business. Sickly fish, not quite worth fishing up. Too shallow, alright. Alright, we are now making it big with even some fish, so clearly our skill starts to be sufficient for the body of water. $23, so still a couple of throws. Then we are up to the 25 that we decided. Then we shall see who we will raid. Alright, and the randomizer again agreed to throw the hook. Do something interesting. Alright, and there we go. Fishing skill at 25, so some good fishing. And let's, alright, and thank you all for joining some World of Warcraft tonight, now that we even had the shooter around, and of course very good session. We finished the kind of starting sequence of the game, and now are at the next part in that respect. So we'll be continuing to think also during the week also with World of Warcraft, but tomorrow something else, might even do the MTG, the old MTG game again. Let's see how tired we are tomorrow, but we'll try to do a bit more according to the schedule and somewhat renew the schedule, so we get up to streaming proper again now that we have mostly succeeded with the convention season during high summer proper. Of course, there still will be floof at least still this year in addition to the ferry cruise, so there will be also some event activity, but it's a bit easier again in that respect, so we should be able to use a bit more time again for streaming to the benefit of all the viewers. So we'll give a wave and thank you again and see next who we can raid. So let's see who might be online. Or is it like a certain lion likes to say on lion? Right, we have right, Thomas Derby is still playing Beat Saber. Followed them very recently, so let's see if they are still playing Beat Saber, and let's give our good shiny thingy a raid, because haven't yet interacted too much with him. Yep, he's still playing, so let's give our good shiny thingy with harness and everything and playing Beat Saber a raid. He certainly deserves attention also, so let's go for that. There we go. So wish you all a good night and good coming week. Hopefully we'll also find a time and a wake to play more during the week with all of you, and hopefully you enjoyed some World of Warcraft. Good night and see you hopefully tomorrow.